Hey everyone, it's Brady from the Hot Take Sports Podcast. Today we'd like to thank the first ever sponsor of the podcast, Rowdy Energy. For those who have never heard of Rowdy Energy, Rowdy is a green tea based energy drink that comes in 9 flavors, 6 of which are keto diet approved, while the other 3 have 60% less sugar. Rowdy's main goal is to produce a cleaner and healthier energy drink for not just athletes, but for everyone. The flavors are strawberry lemonade, cotton candy, chiseled ice, which is kind of like a cherry flavor, peach mango, sour green apple, orange citrus, cherry limeade, and the newly unveiled flavors of blue raspberry and grape. The 3 60% less sugar flavors are orange citrus, cherry limeade, and grape, and the other 6, as I previously mentioned, are zero sugar and keto diet approved. My personal favorite flavor is strawberry lemonade. I've never really been a big tea person, but to me, Rowdy Energy is pretty good. If you haven't given Rowdy a try, you definitely should. For our more local listeners, you can find Rowdy at Meijer, Casey's, or Brinkman's. Once again, thank you to Rowdy for sponsoring today's episode. Now, without further ado, we'll hand it over to the guys for today's episode.
Welcome back to Hot Take Sports episode 28. This will be a shorter episode, but we're going to be talking about the NBA and the MLB. So I guess we'll start with the NBA. Isaac, I know you're dying to talk, so go for it.
Cleveland has Taco!
We do. The Cavs have apparently some crazy big man depth now.
Oh yeah, I saw
with the addition of Taco Fall.
I think Jerry Allen retweeted something about how the Cavs can have a big man starting 5 of Taco, Markkanen, whichever way, Love, Allen, and Mobley. I'm pretty sure he retweeted it.
Imagine them going up against the small ball Rockets a couple years ago.
That's like when they did the little preseason NBA thing, and the Nuggets had Bol at the 2, and their average starting lineup was 6'10", or something like that. That's hilarious.
If he makes the team, I'm definitely getting a T-shirt jersey.
Oh yeah, we have to.
You have to.
Taco Tuesdays, man.
But do you think they end up cutting one of those 5?
Love.
Taco.
I think.
Team.
I think.
I went out of my way to say if he makes the team.
I was gonna say I think Taco will probably end up on 280.
My opinion is Love is debating retirement now, so he could retire.
From what?
He's not going to retire.
Why would he retire with?
I don't know.
He has nothing left to play for. He had a ring. He's played with LeBron. He has nothing left to play for. He can sit there and make 30 mil. Yeah. He doesn't have to go to a super team. He's already played on one.
I'm just saying, either he gets bought out or he retires.
No, because he won't agree to buyout. Which brings me back to my point. He's not going to leave because he has nothing left to play for.
There's rumors out there that stuff might happen.
It's not going to happen.
No, that's going to
happen. We're not that lucky.
Isaac, with the places you get your rumors are worse than me reading through Bleacher Report on the daily.
I get my news from Cleveland.
That's not even a hot take. That's just a fact.
Reporters.
Okay. And Bleacher Report gets all their news from reporters. Your point?
But
Cleveland reporters are actually intelligent.
Yes.
Whoa.
Hold on.
Whoa.
What kind of joke is that?
I'm kidding.
What kind of
Cleveland reporters?
When do Cleveland and intelligent go together?
The Cleveland reporters that I've heard it from are in the organization.
Okay.
He's not getting bought out, and he's not going to retire with $30 million sitting on the table.
I'd say, doesn't he? He has what, this year and next year?
Yeah.
Or this year's last year?
This year's his last year.
I don't remember. I've looked up Kevin Love's contract so many times.
I know. It might be one of your top searches.
Oh, look.
Go for it.
I think he has 2 years left. I do.
He does.
Does he?
Thank you.
We're going to have him for the next 2 years. At the very least, he's a veteran presence with championship experience. That's what I'm going to look at it as. I'm okay with that, I guess. I wish it was cheaper, but it's not. We can't really do anything about it now, so...
All right. So, I mean, Kyle Korver's never paid as much, but Kevin Love will just be the new Kyle Korver. Just way more expensive. Tell me I'm wrong.
He won't bounce around like Kyle Korver did, though.
No, but sit at the end of the Cavs bench and only come in to try to shoot threes.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, Love's going to be a bench player this year because
Yeah, an end of the bench player.
Mobley's going to.
Him and Ricky Rubio can sit there and play rock, paper, scissors the whole game.
Rubio's playing this year.
Look off
Rubio
the
is a bench point guard.
Well,
He'll
yeah,
be
I
playing this year.
understand that much.
But-
You guys don't have terrible bench depth, though.
No, like I've said it a million times. The Cavs are okay.
This
We're
is
young. We're developing.
This would be my dream 5-4 starting in bench. We would have.
Take your time.
He's
Got all night. Don't
he's
worry.
winding up to throw 59 again.
Oh.
That YouTube video.
Apparently,
Well, I'll start at power forward. Well, Markkanen and Mobley.
in that order.
Markkanen will start. Mobley will come off the bench. It might switch halfway through the year, but that's how I think it'll start.
Fair enough.
And then we'll have. Why am I drawing a blank with our center?
Jared Allen.
Jared Allen will be our starter.
Fake fan.
And either Mobley or Taco will be there.
Mobley will back up 4 and 5.
Yeah, you guys will should run like a 9-man ish, and Mobley would just be your bench big.
Yep.
Taco's not a rotational player.
He
Sorry,
shouldn't
guys.
be. I accept that.
But that's my dream
He's a
lineup.
locker room guy.
He's a social media guy. Let's be real.
It's
here.
very odd to hear like a second or third year player be typed as a locker room guy. Because usually when you say locker room guy, you think of older veterans.
He's also
that are
like a
just there.
12th year senior at UCF, so
He wasn't even going to go into the NBA. Then he's like, oh, sure, I'll be in the
he didn't
NBA.
want to.
But
Probably for fear that he would do what he is, bouncing around.
He's making $2 million to bounce around,
was
though.
gonna say,
So.
I'm about to say
he's on his
teams,
second team. So
team-
he's not bouncing
hey,
around.
teams sign
I wish he
him
was going to be a doctor.
to make
Actually,
money.
I think that's why he was going to UCF.
because who doesn't like Taco Fall?
Exactly.
Apparently the Celtics.
They did. They just want to win a championship. They need the roster spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true.
If you're a low market team and not competing to, okay, you compete to make the playoffs,
You
but
guys compete to make the playoffs?
I don't know about this year.
You had a worse roster. You had a worse record than the Timberwolves
I
last
mean
year.
we've
Yeah,
added
about that for a
pieces,
minute.
so maybe.
Yeah, so have
Don't-
we. Congratulations.
But either attempting to make a playoff spot or tanking. Taco should be a guy you sign to make money from your fans.
Well, I've kind of said everything I need to say about the Cavs. Like, we have Taco for now. Well, like I said, we'll see if he makes the roster. Happy that we got Markkanen. I think moving on from Larry Nance might not have been a terrible idea. And I liked Larry Nance. But, like, if we're going to be getting younger, Markkanen's ceiling will be about the same time Garland's and Sexton's is.
I forgot that Nance was part of that trade.
I still think Sexton might get traded this year, though.
I think the Bulls got the short end of that trade, by the way. Derrick Jones Jr.?
He can dunk, though.
Derrick
He
Jones
can dunk.
Jr. is a rotational piece in the NBA.
I know he is.
He's
but-
a plus defender, not by much, but a plus defender.
I know, but when you put
And-
the three forwards that were in that trade side by side, you gotta think Derrick Jones is the worst of the three.
Well, that's not saying a whole lot. Larry
Let's say,
Nance
that depends
is a
on what you
solid rotational player on any team in the NBA. He would see minutes for sure.
Not everything is based on best player available. Sometimes it goes by fit. Now, that
Yeah,
being
that's
said,
true.
Larry Nance Jr. would probably be a good fit in Chicago.
Oh, for sure.
But-
Why not?
For what they gave up, they didn't give up enough for Larry Nance Jr. straight up, so
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
I'd agree.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Do you want to go next, or do you want me to go next?
I mean,
Do you even have anything to say? Like, what did your team do anything else? Or are they just running it back from last year? They got rid of Udoka, didn't they?
No, they still have Udoka. They got rid of Derek Favors. I can't remember who they signed. That's where I'm at this point. I'm not gonna lie.
So Brady's team will exit in the second round again. Matt.
Hey man, at least I'll make it to the second round.
He's got you there. He's got us there.
Rings. Moving on.
LeBron. Hey man,
Rings.
That's an old argument, guys. You don't get that anymore.
I'm not gonna lie. I just hope we resign Ersan Ilyasova.
You're also
Remember
not
when we
allowed to
played the
say
Lakers? It's funny.
rings. It's ring.
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 Un ring.
Uno ring.
Ring like the doorbell. Yes, congratulations.
Imagine
Continue.
thinking you had a ring with Michael Jordan beating you.
Imagine being a closeted Lions fan of all teams.
Imagine wearing a Cam Newton jersey when he got cut.
It's your turn.
Yeah, you're up.
Dude,
He fired back.
I wasn't expecting him to fire back. That's funny. All right.
Always gotta be ready. You took
Oh, he folded.
Took a
He
fat
folded.
L. Dang.
I have nothing.
Boy, Isaac.
I have nothing on him currently. I have nothing on him yet. Now, actually, you did just shake hands to draft Jameis Winston just to prove that he'd be a top 10 quarterback.
Oh my god.
In the first 6 rounds.
That's true. Into the
Moving
first 6
on.
rounds.
Next.
Imagine buying a Tim Tebow jersey.
Dude,
Hey, Tim Tebow jersey is just cool.
bro, I also have a Tim Tebow Patriots shirt. You got a problem?
I have a Tim Tebow Patriots football card. I got it signed by him.
Yeah.
Matt, you're up.
Okay, so
T-Wolves.
anyways,
Two.
I am excited for the season. Probably too excited for the season. I'm still not a big Patrick Beverly fan. I'll never say that I am. But it's good to have that jerk T defensive mentality on our team because we need it because most of our team doesn't play defense. Calm down. I haven't even started yet.
No, I have a question for you once you get there.
Beasley should be good. He might be done with his jail time.
You got out.
Yeah, he's out.
You got.
Yeah. So, Ed Davis hopefully doesn't have to play. I'm just going down the Timberwolves
I
roster.
forgot about Ed Davis. We traded him.
I'm excited to see Anthony Edwards in his second year. That'll be fun.
He had the dunk of the year this year,
Yeah, when he posted Yuta Watanabe or whatever his name is.
and they gave you guys 4 points for it on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Well deserved. Well deserved.
Yeah, not sure how that worked. But anyways, Anthony Edwards, his defense is only going to continue to get better, and because his name is big enough now, I think he'll start getting more calls this year, so that'll be cool. He's getting better. Skip Jake Layman. Jaden McDaniels, I'm super excited for this year because he looked really good in Summer League. Now he's playing against college kids, essentially. He's an NBA player, like a full-fledged NBA player, so yeah, he had a little advantage there, but I'm excited to see him. I still claim that he was the steal of the draft for that draft.
Yeah.
I mean, who else would it be?
Yeah,
I don't even know what year he was drafted off the top of my head.
Last year.
Oh,
the LaMelo Ball, Anthony Edwards draft.
Oh, yeah, probably.
I was gonna say because I can't
It's
call
close.
Anthony Edwards a steal at 3, obviously.
Anthony Edwards.
He was one, but yeah.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Imagine thinking Anthony
Shut
Edwards
up.
got drafted.
Imagine the
No.
voice cracking mid podcast. Imagine not knowing your own.
Where did
starting
you
five
draft
and
last
having
year?
to ask a
I-
T-Wolves fan
Yeah.
who your center is.
5.
Again. Yeah. Draft at 5 again.
Hey, we got 3 this year.
Congratulations. Okay. McLaughlin, short king, love him. Jalen Noel, bucket getter, but I don't think there's any room for him in our rotation. Josh Okogie, I just wish he learned how to shoot. Torian Prince, still can't figure that
I
out.
feel about Rudy Gobert.
But, maybe, did you say you want Rudy Gobert to learn how to shoot?
Not happening.
Bro, I just want to hop into one of your dreams one night because
I know.
I'm assuming it's a magical land. I bet Ben Simmons
Sometimes.
can shoot in your dreams too.
I was gonna say
No.
Ben Simmons is pulling up from the opposite free throw line.
No, Ben Simmons still builds charities in my dream. Speaking of Ben Simmons, what do you think
You
of
want
Pat
Sal.
Beverly making the comment that the T-Wolves will be a contender with Ben Simmons?
It depends on what they give up for him.
I was gonna say
Because if you make a starting lineup that's like D'Lo, Ant, Jaden, McDaniels, Ben Simmons, and Cat,
I mean, yeah,
and then our bench crew starts with like Patrick Beverly, yeah. I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't be a contender. I don't think they'd get out of the West in the first year for sure, but
There's too much in the West right
Well,
now.
don't you
Yeah.
think they'd have to trade D'Lo to get Ben Simmons though?
probably.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's where I'm at.
I don't think they would ever
Conversation.
cough up Anthony Edwards.
Well,
but
never.
For
No.
sure, they would ask for D'Lo. Why
Oh no,
not?
Cat and D'Lo are both gone before Anthony Edwards right now.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's how it should be.
Yeah.
If you're gonna build your franchise around a dude, I mean, Anthony Edwards is absolutely that guy in Minnesota right now.
I don't think Anthony Edwards ever leaves. Like it's really easy. It's like it's way too early, really, to be saying it. But I
That's
think
year
Anthony
2
Edwards.
in Minnesota,
I
baby.
think Anthony Edwards can stay around long term.
I don't
do.
know. Anthony Edwards is a big money dude. I would not be surprised to see him in LA or New York very soon. like after his 2+2 is up, I don't expect him to be in Minnesota, especially if he continues on the track that he's on right now. There's no reason why a guy like that would want to stay in Minnesota.
If you say he ends
says
up
he
on the
likes-
Cavs, you are done with this podcast.
I'm still trying to talk through my team. Let me get through the last 4, and then you guys can.
You were on the Ben Simmons thing, so I thought we'd bring it up.
We'll get there in a second. Calm down. Don't worry. We've got plenty of talk about Ben Simmons. So, Naz Reid, backup center, love him.
Oh, did he resign?
He's going to keep improving. Oh, yeah. He didn't have to resign. We signed him for
I thought he was a free agent.
No, we signed him on one of those, 4 years, less than $4 million.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, great deal.
Maybe thinking of Nerlens Noel. Maybe that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
I know he was a free agent.
Yeah. D'Lo, hopefully will stay healthy. I love D'Lo, but that's a little biased. Cat, again, hopefully stay healthy. And Jared Vanderbilt's another tenacious defender that just needs to learn how to shoot. Anyways, I would like for us to push for a play-in spot this year. I think with our new coach from the middle of last season, we only got better, and I think we definitely have the opportunity to do that. We should be better than the Rockets. We should be better than the Thunder. We should be better than the Kings. That puts us around 12. Who else can we be better than?
It's
a great question.
It's gonna be tough.
Maybe the Spurs. Maybe.
Yeah, the Spurs are rebuilding too. So
Getting rid of DeMar DeRozan probably wasn't a terrible idea.
Okay.
Strictly for the fact that they can just play their younger guys.
I think they did fine there, getting rid of him.
On that, do you think the Bulls will be good?
Yes.
They have Lonzo, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, and Nikola Vucevic.
Who's there for?
Patrick Williams, probably.
Yeah.
Actually, it's probably DeMar DeRozan with Patrick Williams at the 3.
Yeah, that's one of the two.
Interchangeable.
are
At that point, it
interchangeable.
doesn't really matter a whole lot.
I'm excited to see Patrick Williams this year. I think he improves a lot. I think, because who comes off the bench for that team? It's like Kobe White. Is Thaddeus Young still there?
Did he go to Orlando?
I think so. I don't know. Now, here's a question on that, actually. Do you think they would debate sliding Zach LaVine to the 3 and start Kobe White at the 2?
No.
Not a shot?
Zach LaVine
I
is an
could see
underrated
them-
3-point shooter because he dunks so well, so there's no reason why.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I
That's a
could
good
see
point.
them trading Kobe White for something.
I mean, maybe on the
Why
stretch,
not?
yeah.
If they come to the trade deadline and the Bulls are between seeds 4 and 8, I would not be surprised if they push to be a championship contender.
I think the Bulls could be this year's next. They have more firepower.
Well, the problem is the Bulls set themselves up with a lot of guys that are considered really good, and so now their expectations are really high.
Yeah.
I think
for sure.
I think as a Bulls fan, if you make the playoffs, you are very happy.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm not talking as a play-in team. I'm talking if you are 1 through 6. Obviously, they're not going to be probably 1 through 3. Being honest, thinking about the East. But if you are 1 through 6 and maybe 7, I think you're happy as a Bulls fan. But they're not a championship team. There's no way.
Oh, yeah, not yet.
Nope, they lack depth. Their starting 5 is solid. I've always liked Zach LaVine.
But Vucevic isn't getting any better.
No, he's
DeMar
definitely on
DeRozan's
his
not
downturn.
getting any better.
Downturn.
And
Lonzo
then-
Ball's going up.
I don't know if I still don't trust Lonzo Ball yet. It'll be good to see him in a new system, and I think the Bulls will be a much better place for him. Zach LaVine is really good. His defense needs to improve. I think Kobe White has a lot of upside in the NBA, but he's not really a 1, if you're being honest. He's more of a 2. He's not even like a 2. He's just an off-ball guard.
I was gonna say he's just a general guard.
Yeah, he's just kind of like a dude who can catch a pass, and if you stay off of him, he can shoot it, and if you're too close, he's going to blow by you. But he's really not going to do all that himself and pass the ball all that well. So
I do have a hot take for you guys, though. Offensively speaking, Zach LaVine might be the most balanced player in the NBA. That guy can shoot the daylights out of the ball. He's won the dunk contest twice for a reason. He can shoot the mid-range. I can't really think of anybody else that can do everything that he can, as well as he can.
I mean, he's definitely
offensively
up there.
balanced players in the NBA.
That can do it all. Luka Doncic.
Zach
maybe.
LaVine,
Say Luca
would be in that conversation.
Paul George, I would put in that conversation.
Yeah,
And I
Paul
forget
George
about PG.
Paul
I
George
do.
is an underrated playmaker for sure.
I agree. That's why I didn't think of it.
Curry.
Bradley Beal. I would probably put Bradley Beal up there.
I would say that
Bradley Beal has averaged 6 assists in a season.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So he can play make if he has to. He's just never really had to.
Maybe Curry.
he can't dunk well enough to be
Curry's
in that
not.
conversation.
No, we're
He
talking.
can't
We're
dunk.
talking everything on offense,
Everything.
not just the
How does-
important things on
How
offense,
does
but
Anthony,
everything.
how does Anthony Davis shoot mid-range wise? Because I know he's a decent three-point shooter.
He's got a post fade. He's
I
got
was gonna say, I know he's a
mid-range
decent
fade.
three-point shooter, and he can obviously dunk.
LeBron.
He's massive.
I'm trying to stick more to the guard category
Well, I mean, yeah.
overall.
We're talking, generally speaking, 1s and 2s in this conversation.
Yes, and maybe
Maybe like a small 3.
3. Yeah.
Yeah, say 1, 2, and stretch threes. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we're,
because so like Jaylen Brown would be in this conversation, but Jason Tatum would not.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind of the way.
Yes.
That's kind of like my breaking point. So, yeah, I would put like Zach LaVine and Paul George up there,
and Luka.
and Luca. Yep.
Those
Luka's
are-
not much of a
That would be my
dunker, though.
top 3.
Well, he doesn't have to dunk. He's got 7'3" KP.
Yeah.
That's true. Except for KP won't stand under the hoop. So
Yeah, he'll just
That's
stand
also
at the
kinda
three-point
negated.
line.
I'd say KP is that guy in NBA 2K that stands off in the corner like this.
just waits. Him and PJ Tucker. One of those guys should be standing in the corner waiting for threes, and the other one should not.
The other one should be in the paint. getting
Like
boards.
with his hand straight up, saying, "Just toss it to me."
Let me poster someone.
3-point shooter.
I actually do have a couple more things to bring up before I go to the main thing I was going to bring up. Between when we last recorded and now, Kemba Walker was bought out, as Clayton predicted correctly, and signed with the Knicks. So they now have Kemba and Julius Randle. Do you think that'll be a good combo?
I think the Knicks got better with Kemba.
I mean, they obviously got better. You can't really get worse out of Kemba Walker.
I think they'll still be in that 4 to 5 range in the playoffs.
Kemba's just got to stay healthy.
Okay.
That's how I look at it. If Kemba stays healthy, they'll be fine. But we all know he's struggled with injuries the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, which happens. You know, that's part of sports. But
Yeah.
if he stays healthy, there's no reason why they couldn't be a 3 seed behind the Bucks. And why am I drawing a blank on
Nets.
which 2 team? Yeah.
I still think the Sixers will be better than the Knicks. Personally.
I don't.
It depends on what the Sixers do
I'm
with their
about
roster.
I'm about to say
That
Ben Simmons
widely
wants
depends
out
on
of
Ben
Philly.
Simmons.
I still think even if they trade Ben Simmons, they'll still get something good. in
I
there
don't
to keep them
think
up
Ben
there.
Simmons will play
They're going to
for
have to
Philly
lower
this
their
year.
asking price, man.
I was gonna say as more comes out, as more comes out that Ben Simmons doesn't want to be there, Philadelphia loses
Value.
their
Yeah.
hold on being able to say,
They-
okay, but we actually want this, and people will be like,
He wants out.
why should I give you that when he doesn't even want to be there?
Yeah.
You have to get rid of him. Like, we're not trying to get him anymore. You guys are trying to get him out. And I think a lot of people will try to focus more around draft capital at this point now
Oh yeah.
for Ben
absolutely.
Simmons than giving back valuable player pieces because they don't have to.
Oh, he wants out. He might not play for Philly this year.
I doubt he
If
does.
he wants out that bad.
Honestly,
I don't think he wants out that bad that he'll sit out.
I don't know.
He said that he's not going to report to training camp, though. Which is a $227,000 fine per day. I'm pretty sure.
Pocket change
As
for a man on a $20 million contract.
as much as it pains me to say, I'm kind of with Isaac on this one. And that doesn't happen very often.
Wow.
That
I don't
never
expect that
happens.
one.
Mark down the day.
I'm kind of with Isaac on this one.
September
And
5th,
then-
2021,
And then also, because
5:55
you're
p.m.
talking about how you like Zach LaVine,
I do.
and I was talking in episode 27 about how I like Josh Allen. I was just sitting here thinking about it. I'm like, in most leagues, like, there's always the division rivals. Because, like, obviously, NFL, as a Browns fan, you guys hate the Ravens, hate the Steelers.
Yeah.
MLB.
And the Bengals.
I don't mind the Bengals.
Shut up.
You're a Lions fan. Shut up.
Yeah.
MLB, as Indians fans, it's the Tigers and the Twins and the White Sox. For Matt, as a Cardinals fan, it's the Cubs, the Reds, the Brewers.
Do the Twins even count anymore?
No, it's more the
Outside
Royals.
of this year, usually.
It's more the Royals, in my opinion, anyway.
It's more the Twins. The Royals have been competitive since they won the World Series.
That doesn't mean I like the Royals.
Anyway,
I've never liked the Royals.
Well,
Moving on.
well, anyway.
Conversation for another day.
Anyway, and with with the NHL, obviously Blackhawks and Penguins are both no-goes, and any one of this group. But when you look at the NBA, Does anyone really ever think about like the divisions? Like they think about conference, but you never think about who's actually in your division.
No, nobody
No,
cares about divisions in the NBA
That's not really a thing.
Exactly.
They just
It's so
need
weird.
to get.
because the playoffs aren't based on it.
Yeah.
Every other league they are, whereas in the NBA it's strictly East and West.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense.
I was gonna say
That would be-
football.
could
it's
you
like,
imagine if the NBA switched to that though?
oh my god.
I mean, they're already doing a play-in, which is, in all technicalities, a quote-unquote wild card.
Yeah.
So, like, could you imagine if they switched things to divisions?
It
Like, that
would-
would heat up competition so much more.
Oh yeah, and I think rivalries would get bigger. I do.
Rivalries in the NBA, historically speaking, have just been for who's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of
exactly.
them are interdivisional, like Lakers Celtics.
Yeah.
Like, that's probably the biggest rivalry in NBA history, and they only play each other twice a year.
Yeah.
And other than that, it's what? LA versus LA?
I do have a
It's about
trivia
it.
question though. Who
Maybe
is the
New York
only
versus New
player
York.
to win a ring with both Boston and LA?
I feel like you've asked me this before.
I don't think I have.
Shaq.
What, just because he's played for 15 of the 30 teams in the NBA, he was your best guess?
Hot take: Shaq is the Bartolo of the MLB. Just Shaq actually has rings.
That's a
No.
terrible take.
That's a horrible take.
Is it though?
Yes!
Bartolo is not the world's most dominant pitcher, is he?
Well, no, but he bounced around teams and he's still
That's
good.
not the same.
He's 48. He's still good.
That's an awful take, Brady. You
That was an icing level take. That was
They
no,
are not-
that was lower than an
They are
Isaac level
not on
take.
the
That
same
was
level
awful.
in any way.
Lions fan. Be quiet over there.
You can't even justify Lions fan after you said that take.
Hey man, I still at least know my own stuff.
Moving on.
Anyway, what is the answer?
It is Rajon Rondo.
Oh, that's right.
True.
That's two.
I-
That's way easier than anybody.
I know.
I always
saw
forget he
that
played for the
on
Celtics.
Instagram yesterday, and I was like, "Oh."
I knew it was something really easy, but I couldn't get to where
Yeah.
it was.
But
I always forget he plays for the Celtics.
or it's like in your conference of who's good. Like for example, this was well documented in The Last Dance. Jordan and the Pistons.
Yeah.
Jordan and the team in Indiana. Why am I losing my mind?
Pacers.
Pacers.
Holy cow! What is wrong with you
Yeah,
guys?
Dude, I don't know.
I'm
what's
about to
going
say,
on.
this year is going to be Lakers Nets.
Yeah, that's
if
gonna
you
be the
think about it-
interdivisional one.
Westbrook, KD, LeBron, Kyrie.
Switch those. LeBron, KD, Westbrook, Kyrie.
Well, he was talking about former teammates.
Former
Oh,
teammates.
okay, that makes more sense. I thought you meant
Positional
matchup.
wise,
I mean,
you are
yeah,
correct.
okay.
Yeah, positional wise, you
That's
are
right.
I would
right.
say
Yeah.
both are
Okay.
relevant. Both ways are relevant.
That's
there.
true. Both were very
Yeah.
good, yeah. And then you could put AD and KD just because they line up against each other, just for hits and shiggles.
All right. Is that all we have NBA wise?
Yeah, that's all I got.
Just a little
I've
bit.
got my one other thing, but we don't have to go over it. It takes way too long. We don't have time for it.
All right.
Fair enough.
And just a little glimpse into the MLB. Shohei has 43 home runs.
Before you get started, I do want to put the question out there. Though.
Okay.
So in case you guys want to think about it for next time, if the NBA gets rolling, I saw a question on Twitter, and I didn't want to look through the answers because I wanted to hear you guys' opinions. But again, we're not going over it today. Just for a later date. LeBron's top 10 teammates.
Okay.
Ooh.
Because everybody talks about like the top 2 or 3 and tries to compare those, but I want the whole top 10
Now,
in your order.
The question is it just like over time overall?
No, when they played together.
Just when they play together. Okay.
Okay.
At that person's skill level. Okay, now we can roll into the MLB.
Well, James Jones is number one, but
We're rolling into the MLB.
As I mentioned, Shohei 43 home runs. Salvador Perez has 41 home runs. He's been injured the last couple years on and off, but
Perez, sneaky MVP.
no,
no,
not a chance.
not this year.
Sneaky?
See, this
Not
is
a chance.
See, this is the wrong year for guys like Vlad Jr. and Salvador Perez. Because when you're competing with this breakout Shohei Ohtani no one's ever seen
I
before,
was gonna say
you're not
literally
gonna win.
a revolutionary player in today's MLB.
the first player in history who's ever going to have 50 home runs, 30 stolen bases, and 10 wins as a pitcher.
The Cardinals making a surprise playoff push. The Padres falling off. I've seen a lot of people say the Padres won't even make the playoffs. They have one of the hardest schedules left.
What? It's possible.
Padres
They-
will
they
just
play-
get
I
Cardinals.
don't
no.
disagree.
Honestly,
They play
honestly,
a lot of Dodgers and Giants the rest of the way.
And the Cardinals might have the best chance to make it because our hardest opponent left is the Brewers.
I don't
It's not
think.
that bad.
See,
The
We're
Reds
playing
are
the
okay.
It's like the Brewers, Reds, and Cubs. I mean, the Brewers easily won our division this year.
I think.
Oh yeah.
But we could beat the Reds and the Cubs
It's-
every game if we wanted to.
I think the Reds will make it.
I honestly don't want the Cardinals really to make the playoffs. I mean, it'll be cool if
yeah.
they do, but I still want us to move into our next phase. And we've kind of done that, and they've opened talks up again about getting Trevor Story in the offseason. So that would be cool too, whether we make the playoffs or not. So honestly, to me, this year's kind of a wash. If we make the playoffs, obviously I'm going to pay attention. I'm going to watch, but we're going to be like the Pacers. We're going to make the playoffs, but we're going to get throttled in the first round or two anyways, so it doesn't matter.
I don't think the Cardinals will, though.
I
We're
think
only a
it'll-
game and a half out,
I was
though.
going to say, it's kind of a coin flip right now.
We're
to
tied
be
with the
honest.
Padres, and the Reds are a game and a half ahead.
Yeah,
of us.
but
Is that what it
something
is?
I'm about to say, but the Reds are playing good baseball.
The Reds are
right
playing
now.
good baseball. I think the Reds play the Pirates like 7 more times though, so I think the
Yeah.
Reds are about in it.
Now, wait a minute. Did you guys just say the Reds are playing good baseball, but when we beat the Brewers by 15, they lost to the Tigers by 15?
Okay, everybody can have a bad game, bro. Even the Dodgers lose by 10 sometimes. Chill.
Okay, but still, they're not playing that good of baseball.
Yeah, but the Tigers have also been playing very well since the All-Star break. I think it was. I know you didn't say anything.
Oh, and it's actually changed now. The Padres and Reds are tied, and the Cardinals and
right.
Phillies are 2 games out.
I forget about the Phillies. That's another team that has an outside shot.
That's going to be a good
That-
wild card to watch.
That is an MVP race that has not been settled. The NL.
And to wreck both of you, we are 6-4 in our last 10, and both San Diego and Cincinnati are 4-6. So we've been playing better baseball.
All right, I was just saying the Reds were hot there for a while. So they might fall
Yeah,
off
they
now.
were.
I don't know, the Joey Votto of the past seems to be reappearing, so we'll have to see how that goes.
And to push it even further, to make you guys mad,
You're not going to make me mad.
we've
I
played
like that.
4 less games than the Reds.
Well, that helps.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? Oh, just to kind of switch up pace a little bit, I'm just going to touch on the Indians quick.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
They're just kind of hovering at 500. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Miles Straw. Like,
Franmil.
yeah, Franmil.
Franmil's over in 2 games,
I was
finally
gonna
out of a
say,
slump.
He hit another home
I
run
think
today.
he was 4 for 4 today.
We beat the Red Sox today. We're 2 games up. 500.
11-5.
Yeah.
It was 6. It was 8-5. It was getting close.
You guys are your rotation's going to be nice next year. If Cal
Frank-
Quantrill continues to pitch the way he is. Shane
Callan
Bieber will be
sticks.
back. Tristan McKenzie should only get better from where he is.
I know I've hated on Tristan McKenzie a lot, but his upside is still good.
He's pitched well since you have hated on him.
That is very true.
Alright.
I will admit that.
All right, Clay.
Franmil was.
I'm going to put this
oh,
into
We were
perspective.
talking about
Yeah.
pitching.
The way you have been with Tristan McKenzie, that was me with Cal Quantrill at the start of the year. So we are in the same general boat.
Alright, I'll respect that.
And
I'll respect
Cy Quantrill has been in the
Yeah, bro, Cal's been nasty.
Yeah,
He's-
but Ahmed Rosario's been really good for
He's
you guys.
looked great.
Your outfield has looked good. You still have
I'm just gonna
Like I
make Harold
said,
back.
I enjoy Miles Straw. I do.
you
That was a
still
good
have
pick.
MVP J-Ram, even though he's really not even in the MVP race.
Well,
He should-
it's a one horse race. Nobody else is in it.
I was going to say, Vladdy and Sal Perez are just going for 2nd and 3rd right now. That's really
Pretty much. J Ram will finish in the top 10 probably, but it won't
Yeah.
matter because
Well,
he'll be so far behind.
Nolan Arenado's the same way. The way he's been playing lately, he could get some MVP votes, quote unquote, but he's never going to win first.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah,
Not
of
the way it
course.
But yeah, that's about all I have to say about the Indians.
But, I mean, I'm very happy with the way the Indians have been. I mean, they just had Karen Track down to AAA to get his crap figured out.
Good.
He was just hitting his stride.
Clayton, shut up!
Again! Bro, I'm still trying to figure out how he has a gold in MLB The Show and it still says he's playing up. I'm like, the dude's not even playing up in the MLB. What do you mean?
Yeah, I don't know how he had never dropped back down to silver. Well, Class A still a bronze MLB The Show, though.
That's crap.
Class A just gave up his first run in months against the Royals the other night.
Yeah.
That's another guy. I jokingly said we won that trade last year because of Delino to Shield.
No,
but
we
Class
actually
A
won that
actually
trade.
made us win this trade.
Corey Kluber pitched a total of 1 inning, and we have a closer for the next 6 years.
Yeah.
Like,
That's a dub.
Well, we'll talk about the Indians. Franmil went 4 for 4 today with a home run and 3 RBIs.
There you go.
he's got to learn
He's
how to,
finally back.
he needs a first base glove.
No.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
I think he should learn how to do it. At
He
the
won't.
very
He hasn't
least.
looked
But,
bad. He
but
hasn't
with the
looked bad
way
in the
your
outfield
team's
when he's played out
playing,
there.
and as your team gets deeper and deeper, and next year we're going to have the universal DH, so
Yeah.
He's not going to need any glove.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about the universal DH.
And they've rotated Fremel in and out of the outfield to give like Jose DH days here and there. And he's looked good in the outfield. He looked better than Jen Johnson a couple times.
That's just my personal preference, guys. I think that if a DH needs to learn another position, they should learn first base.
Nelson Cruz played first base for Tampa Bay in Atlanta. Never played it before.
That's true.
Exactly.
I'm about to say,
that's
Fremel
literally what I
wouldn't be
mean.
a bad backup.
Oh, yeah, I know that's what you mean. But, like, they need to have Bobby Bradley. So I'm not really worried about Fremel winning.
I'm about to say,
Bobby Bradley's going to be a good first baseman.
I meant him as more of a backup first baseman.
Yeah.
He should not be our everyday first baseman. That's not what I was
That would be
saying.
horrible. Next year's going to be weird for my team because we're going to be like, we've got this like youth movement going on of like Bader and whatever, and Tyler O'Neill and the GOAT, Lars Newbar. I'm telling you what, dude, Lars Newbar's my starting left fielder and he'll be the show right now. He got a diamond card, so I'm playing him. And Wainwright just got a new diamond, so I have him too.
True.
It's awesome. Anyways, but then they want to bring in Trevor Story to be our shortstop. And then when the Universal DH comes in, we're already bringing Yachty back for a year, which means they're definitely going to bring Wainwright back for a year.
Oh, yeah, they already
So
talked
the
about
two
that.
of them are going to get a farewell tour together.
Pretty much.
And then when we get the Universal DH, they're talking about bringing Albert Pujols back for a year. So the three of them will get a farewell tour all together. So we're going to have all of these super young pieces, dudes like Goldschmidt, Arenado, and Story that are somewhere in the middle, and then our farewell tour for three of the players. It's like, what?
what's going on here?
Yeah, they don't make any sense.
Also, yes, it does not make sense. I just got a notification, which reminded me of this. The Braves are on pace to have the first ever 30-homer infield ever. All four of their players are either on pace or really close to being on pace for 30 home runs.
That's almost as impressive as Wander Franco being one of the greatest on-base players in history.
That's
and he's
true.
20 years old.
It was, 31 games in a row he's been on base?
Yeah.
Wander Franco's going to be really good.
Isn't the record like 55 though, or something like that?
56 hits. A hit in 56 straight games. On
Can you
base
name
is
the
hold
second
down.
longest hitting streak?
I want to say it's Jimmy Rollins, but I don't think it is.
It is Pete Rose, who once hit 44. 6 times he saved himself with a hit in his last at bat, and 4 times his only hit was a bunt. 2 of which were in front of Phillies third baseman Mike Schmidt.
Why do you know that?
Dude, I read it in a book one time and it just kind of stuck with me.
Hey, man.
You know the dumbest things. Yes, sound effects from the background, from the peanut gallery.
Hey, that's my phrase.
But Mike Schmidt was just quoted as saying, yeah, that's why he's one of the greatest pure hitters of all time right there. So.
Oh, well, absolutely.
All right. Well, I think this pretty much concludes episode 28, right?
I do want to throw out, Wander Franco had a game where he got a walk in his first at bat, and then was out the rest of the game with a migraine. The dude literally stepped on the field long enough to get on base, and then was done.
I didn't even know that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Out the rest of the game with a migraine. I was like,
What a guy.
hey, kept his record though.
It's true.
What a guy.
It's like getting a pinch hit appearance in the middle of like a 30-game hit streak and just doing just enough.
It's like, why, coach? Why?
Loop single. Right.
Brady?
Yes. He knows. He knows. Yeah, that's it.
I haven't said anything about the Cam Newton jersey you're wearing, so.
Hey, man. The new one's not here yet.
Don't worry, he's got a backup with him.
Hey, I haven't got him that time with that jersey.
It's okay, he brought his hat too for the good memory.
Matt, can I see that hat?
No, because you're going to send you the toilet paper and throw it away.
This concludes episode
Could you imagine if
28.
you would have broken a glass? Void the shots!
All right, this concludes episode 28 of the Hot Take Sports Podcast. Make sure to follow us on all our social medias at Hot Take Sports 16. Thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you next time.